The high and mighty Unicron. I expected him to be bigger. You underestimate me, Larry. Okay, getting real worried now. Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. And we're taking a look at a recent addition to my Transformers collection. This is the Blockies version of Unicron. I just picked this up at Joe Fest this year. And it is basically like a small model kit, since as you saw, this thing doesn't even stand near as tall as Larry. And it is a representation of Unicron in his planet form. So, and unfortunately at this size of a scale, it does not transform. But then again, if he was at a sizable scale that he could transform, we couldn't afford him. Yes, my friends, I have seen the Haslab release of Unicron that was done a number of years back. I have seen it. I have seen it out. Unfortunately, the asking prices at some of the places that I have seen him are ridiculous. I am not paying that kind of money. If I couldn't afford the $1,000 payment back in the day, I am not spending $4,000 on him now. But in the meantime, I settled for this because this was only about $10. And plus, at this small scale, I can fit him on a shelf somewhere. Whereas that monster, I'd have to set him up on a table. Then again, I could do that. I don't have a girlfriend or a wife. The life of bachelorhood. But at any rate, it is a rather nice model of Unicron. I will give it that. At the small scale, it's pretty easy to assemble. It's not really a perfect rendition of Unicron, because I don't really remember any of these protrusions on the rings. Because I have re-seen some of the footage from the animated film. As I do occasionally watch the new remix that was done of the Transformers theme from the '86 film. There is a music video for it out on YouTube. And it does show several shots of Unicron from the film, and like I said, one of them is the shot of his rings energizing from the planet he ate at the beginning of the film. And I know I did not see any of these protrusions, so a little disappointed that they're there, but not so much that it bothers me. If there's anything to really be bothered by, it's the fact that he is made totally of translucent plastic. So that may be a turn-off for some, but I kind of look at it as, well, I've got a Unicron in my collection. So it's something. Blockies did do a decent job with it, and it does come with a stand. You detach him so you can get a good look at the stand. And as a nice bonus, the stand does have the ridges at the side, so it can be connected to the bases of other Blockies figures, so you can put them on a line. And they did make him have an action feature. You can move the horns together. As you can see, that makes the maw come in and out. And of course, we might as well address the elephant in the room here. Unicron clearly took some inspiration in his design from the Death Star featured in Star Wars. Now, we're not going to say that he looks like the Death Star, due to the fact that the Death Star design was changed from its initial concept to what we saw on the in the film itself. However, if you watch A New Hope, Episode 4 of Star Wars, at the Rebel base, when you see them uploading the plans from R2-D2's memory, you will see that the super laser on the Death Star was originally intended to be in the center. Just like how Unicron's maw is positioned on him. But of course, in a lot of ways, Transformers the movie did rip a lot of ideas out of Star Wars, since many of the principal Autobots kind of filled similar roles to the heroes of Star Wars. I mean, Hot Rod is clearly inspired from Luke Skywalker. Springer takes some of the attributes of Han Solo. Cup would basically fill the same role as Obi-Wan Kenobi. And RC is clearly ripping off Leia. All you need to do is look at the side of RC's head, and you can tell those the circular bits at the side of her head are definitely meant to be reminiscent of the cinnamon bun hairstyle. That and the fact that both Leia and RC are very good shots with their guns. So, why not have why not have one of the bad guys rip off the Death Star? Unfortunately, I don't think any of them really rip Vader very much. I mean, Galvatron certainly had some of Vader's cruelty in the fact that he vaporized Starscream without a second thought, just as we saw Vader force-choking Admiral Motti. And Vader would have likely killed him if Tarkin didn't stop him. But somehow I just don't see Galvatron as a rip of Vader. Okay, now that we're done ranting on that, but it does give some of you something to think about. If you don't believe me, watch both of them, one after the other. You may notice it. Or I'm crazy. I'm willing to bet I'm both. But all in all, my thoughts on this is that this is a nice representation of Unicron. It isn't the greatest, but then again, I don't think there is one that is the greatest. I mean, a lot of people will probably put it on that giant monstrosity that was available years ago, but how many of us could really afford that one? I mean, there were a few put out within the past decade and a half or so, but those weren't the Unicron, the original that we know and love. Of course, it's also fitting to mention that also Unicron was voiced in the movie by the late great actor Orson Welles, famous for his roles in Citizen Kane, and of course doing the radio drama of War of the Worlds that sent most of the public into a panic, thinking we were really being invaded by Martians. Supposedly, from some of the interviews he did prior to his death, he really wasn't all that thrilled with portraying Unicron. However, seeing as out of the Hasbro toy movies that were done out of the 80s, Unicron has had a long-time legacy that has come from it. Unicron has appeared in several other Transformers media since then, and is very much a representation of evil personified. And it all got started thanks to his portrayal of the character. So while he may not have enjoyed it then, I would like to think that he would be appreciative of the legacy that he did bring to the character. And that's my review of the Blockies version of Unicron. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please do remember that if you love the content we feature here on this channel, Larry and I would appreciate some likes, shares, comments, and subscriptions. Next time around, you're getting a bonus along with the review. I don't want to give away what you're going to see, but I do hope that all of you will enjoy it. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.